These are 15 of the hottest tools that you can get right now, all under $50. Most under $30, including this. It's more than a 4-foot level. It does a whole lot more than most people realize. There is some misconception out there that you have to spend thousands of dollars to get pro level results in your shop. But the truth is, some of the biggest game changers I've ever bought for this shop have all been under $50. Well, most. Let's go. First on the list, a 48-inch level. Now, most woodworkers in a shop don't use a 48-inch level to level things. Most of us. You might if you install cabinets and that sort of thing. But for the most part, in a wood shop, this has more functions than you realize. And I've had one of these since I started because of how useful they are. First, they're straight edge. They're dead straight, so you can use them to mark straight lines. I've also clamped these to plywood to use them as a saw guide. But what I've most used these for hundreds of times is a jointer. A 4-foot level, usually around $20 or $30, can replace a jointer, which costs hundreds of dollars, usually $500, $600, $700. This $20 tool can replace at least one function. If you've never seen this trick, I've shown it dozens of times on the channel, but what you're going to do is you can edge joint using a table saw and a 4-foot level. This is different than using your fence, and I'll explain why. When you use a 4-foot level, you're going to put the level down, and you're going to put the board against the level. When you move both of these together through the blade, this becomes the reference that the saw blade is cutting. So a dead flat surface. If you just use your fence, it's going to reference the side of the board, which if it's bowed or twisted, you're not going to get the same results. I've tested this over and over, and when you use this to edge joint with the level, you're going to get really good results, especially if your saw blade is perfectly 90 degrees. That's one of the tricks. Now, one of the main drawbacks to this is it will only work on boards up to about 3.5 feet. You can get 4 feet out of it, but you're starting to stretch what it's capable of after that 4 feet because you don't have any more to slide through there. But overall, you can get really good results. I built a lot of tabletops using this method and got some really good joints in there, dead flat against each other. You wouldn't know that I didn't have a jointer. All I had was a table saw and a 4-foot level. Before we get to the rest of this list, if you'd like to check out this level or any of the tools that I showed today, I'm going to link those in the description, the pinned comment. Of course, my TV viewers, you can scan that QR code. It takes you right to my website while you continue to watch on TV here and see all of these amazing tools. Let me show you what's next. Next up, zero clearance tape. This is one of the hottest things I've shown on the channel in the history of the channel. These sell like crazy because they work so well. It comes in a pack of 5. This is made by Fast Cap, a really good company. I have something else coming up from them in a minute, but they make very, very good stuff. You can use these to put a zero clearance on your miter saw. You're just going to tape it down. It's just sticky tape. It's a little bit thicker of vinyl tape. Make the cut, now you have a zero clearance. This is going to give you better, cleaner cuts. It's going to prevent tear out. If you do make a bevel cut and you cut a larger section out of that, it's very easy to pull off and replace that piece. I've been using this stuff for years. A lot of people worry that it's going to throw your cuts off. It is not thick enough to do that in 99% of the cases. It just works. And I have loved this stuff for a long time, and it's very, very cheap at, I think, under $10. Number 3, I have setup bars, either from Win or PowerTech. They're only a few dollars difference. The reason I'm showing you both is because one of them is selling out. The Win have been sold out for a little bit. The PowerTech is still in stock at the time of this filming, but I will link to both. These are half the price of the competitor, which is Craig. I've had the Craig setup bars for a very long time. These look identical and they work exactly the same way, and they're very useful to have. First, you get 1/8 inch all the way up to 1/2 inch setup bars, and what these are great for is setting up your tools, like a router. If you need to set the depth of a router bit, so a 3/8 inch depth dovetail bit, I needed to cut exactly 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to use this to dial in that perfect depth. These are perfect for that. The little nub on the end you can use to set up the distance away from your fence all the way up to 1/2 inch using this little tool. Plus, it does have a little nub sticks off the top. I don't know what you call these. I'm calling them nubs. When you stick the little nub that sticks off the top, you can use that to check depths of holes. Overall, one of the most handy tools you can get in a workshop, and at the prices at $40 or less, these are almost essential and a no-brainer. By far, one of the most viral tools I have ever shown on this channel is the Fast Cap lefty righty tape measure, but there's also another version that I haven't shown as much that is equally as useful, so you may want to pick up both, especially because these are very well priced. First, the lefty righty tape measure is a standard tape measure. I like the 16 or the 25 foot, but what makes these really great is no matter which direction you look at them, left, or right, you can read the numbers in the correct orientation. Plus, these have markings on there in 16th inch increments. And if you're a beginner and you don't know how to read a tape measure, or even I find it useful if I can read 3/8 of an inch and mark 3/8 of an inch, it just sticks in my head versus me just kind of knowing where the mark's at. I like having those on there, even though I've been doing this for years. And I think a lot of other people do too, because they're literally selling by the hundreds or thousands in some cases. So these are extremely nice to have. Next, they call this the flat back. And what makes this special is, well, it doesn't have the same run out as a standard tape measure. It's completely flat. So this helps get very, very accurate marks because it's laying completely flat on the stock. So if you're marking lumber and things like that, that's where these come in handy. Now this actually has markings on one side in inches, and then those graduated or those marked increments on there. And on the other side, you do have metric. So if you're in that camp, you should be happy. Plus there is a version that just has inches. I'll link to all three of these tape measures depending on which one you want. But overall, very well made tape measures, nice rubberized construction. You can actually write on the face of all of these, so keep it with your measurements. They have a pencil sharpener built in if you use a standard pencil, and a really good belt clip. These things are just amazing. One of the tools that most people walk by and never even realize they went by it, the Wind hand tools. These are some of the most accurate hand tools on a budget price, and it's almost unbelievable the quality you're getting for this price. Specifically, the Wind T-rulers and standard rulers are the ones I really like, but they have a whole variety of hand tools that I did a whole video on, but these are actually really special. They have holes on there so your pencil fits right in there so you can draw parallel lines, and they're dead accurate. I put these up against woodpeckers tools, and they're dead accurate. Now, my previous video, when I compared these to the woodpecker, some people said one of them was off. What you're seeing is a parallax effect because the woodpeckers is so much thicker. These are actually graduated down, and so it actually bevels down to the stock, getting you your marks closer to your stock. I actually way prefer this than that thick woodpecker square. It's just easier not to make a mistake. But if you do look dead straight down on the woodpeckers to the Wind, you'll notice that they're dead accurate to each other. Extremely nice. For the price, these are hard to beat. Next up, one of the unsung heroes of the workshop, double stick tape. If you don't have any double stick tape, or you don't know what double stick tape to buy, this I have found after testing a bunch of different kinds, this is one of the better ones. This is from X-Fasten. I love this stuff. I buy this stuff because it just works and it doesn't leave a sticky residue when you take it off. And that's one of the problems I was having on some of the other double stick tape. It was thick, it was just gooey, it just didn't work well. All I need double stick tape to do is stick typically a template or two pieces of wood together and then let me take those apart when I'm ready without creating a whole bunch of other work or extra work. And this does that. It just works well. It's well priced, especially if you're doing template routing or template cutting. That stuff is a lifesaver. One of the hottest products of 2025 was these bench nuts. Now, if you don't have any of these, what they are work supports so you get your work up off of your bench. So if you're cutting or routing or sanding, these are going to come in handy, and they're priced very well. They come in an 8-pack with their own little storage so you can keep up with them, and they're made out of high density foam so they don't collapse under pressure too much. I'm 205 pounds as long as I'm not eating cake, and they don't squish. If you see me standing on them right here, they just hold up very well. What I like about them is they're pretty sticky as far as the way they grip. Not really sticky to the touch, but sticky to your workbench and to the stock that you're using, so it's not going to slide around. What I like using these for, especially when I'm using a track saw or something like that, I've used bench cookies in the past, I've used these. You just keep things up off of your work so you can make that cut, and it just supports it all the way through. Especially when you're routing or when you're sanding smaller parts or even longer boards, these are awesome. Now, I couldn't decide which one of these to show you, so I'm going to show you both. Well, actually, all three. These are utility knives. These are three of my favorite utility knives that I have owned and used over the years. A couple of different features here, so it depends on what you need as to which one you would want to buy. First, the Milwaukee Fastback. This thing is awesome. Flips right out, flips closed, very cool. This also has a very unique feature in the fact that it has a screwdriver on when you flip that out. There's a Phillips head, and if you flip it around, there is a flat head, so you'll be able to use that. And it locks in place, so it's not going to collapse on your fingers and make you say a bad word. This is a bad word saver, which I like. It also has a bottle opener on there, so if you're drinking your Topo Chicos in the shop, you can open them with that bottle opener. Very handy. I've used one of these, had this one for years. It's a really good knife. Next, Klein makes two different utility knives that I've shown recently. This one, it has a couple of features that the Milwaukee doesn't. It will lock in an angle position, so if you're cutting boxes open, that's where that's really handy. It does have a wire stripper built in as well, so if you're an electrician, that's probably going to come in handy. The Klein also includes a locking screwdriver function. It does not include the Phillips and flathead. Mine only has the Phillips, but you can just use any standard bit to slip in there, so if you use one more often, you could do that. And then third, Klein has this knife that has triple function, basically. You have the standard utility knife that's exactly like this one, so it locks at an angle. It does have the wire stripper. This also has a scraper built in that flips all around on the other end, which is absolutely awesome, especially for scraping glue or anything like that. It also features onboard blade storage or extra blade storage, so you can carry an extra blade with you. Overall, for the price of these knives, they're really nice. It just depends on if you like orange or red or the functions built in. Number 9 on the list, one of my best purchases of 2025. Right at the end of 2025, I picked this Ryobi inflator up. If you have 18-volt Ryobi batteries, you got to get this thing. It's fantastic. It inflates things, mostly my tires on my truck and my wife's car. As the seasons change, the air gets colder, tires just lose air or deflate. I don't know the science behind it, but it happens every year. So I like to have this around. And if you get a flat or something like that, maybe you could air it up just enough to get to the service station. This thing works really well. It's just going to run on your 18-volt batteries. I love it because when I power it on, I can just set the pressure. So my truck tires hold more air than my wife's SUV tires. So I can set the pressure to 42 or 45, what I'm airing up to, and it automatically stops when it gets to that pressure. On my wife's vehicle, it's about 35 pounds of pressure. It stops. I can set that, and then it'll stop at 35. I've used this several times already since I bought it last year. It's great. For the price, can't beat it. Next on the list, right at $50. This comes in right under our $50 limit. It's not the hose. It's actually this dust hose adapter kit. If you have a shop vac and you're trying to collect the dust from sanders, routers, track saws, you know that big old shop vac hose doesn't adapt down to your tools. That's where this dust adapter kit comes in. Comes with the hose, comes with all the adapters. The hose actually has an adapter to fit into your shop vac, so you can replace the shop vac hose if you so choose. And then the adapters that are included adapt down to whatever your tool you're going to be using, like routers or track saws or sanders. So it helps you collect the dust, kind of like a dust extractor would with your shop vac. It is a very good little set. And for the price, I think it's a really good pickup. Next up, Irwin Forstner bits. These things are extremely well priced. I've had this set for several years now. They work very well. And there's a smaller set that does come in under $50. This set is slightly over $50, but it does include more bits. So it just depends on which set you want to go with. If you have the budget, I would actually recommend going with the larger set. But if not, get that smaller set. You're going to love having these because they work very well. If you don't know what a Forstner bit does, it basically drills flat bottom holes. You're not really using these to drill through, which I have many, many times. You'll just need a backer board so it doesn't blow out the back of the board, but these work very well. When you drill with a Forstner bit, it leaves clean sides. What I used Forstner bits the most for was when I was making stove covers. I would make those elongated holes, handles on there, and I would use the Forstner bit to hog out the material. They're just really good drill bits to have, and for the price of the Irwin set, I don't think you can beat them. I'll link to both sets in the description, depending on if you want the larger or the smaller set. Either way, I think you'll make a good choice. Chisels. I think every woodworker needs a chisel. You're going to run into some point where you need to chisel something out or trim something up, and DeWalt makes a very good set. I was actually really surprised by these. Out of the box, they cut very well, and they're well priced also. Good quality handles, they just feel good in the hand. What I did was take my G-Sharp chisel sharpener jig and sharpen these up to a razor sharp edge. That makes these fantastic. These are nice little chisels to have. I have frowned on budget-friendly chisels for a while because the first set I bought was really, really bad. These are really nice, especially for what they're priced at. Now, if you're interested in the G-Sharp sharpening jig, I'll link that too as well in the description. It is not under $50. It's right around $80 or $90 if my memory serves. But if you've ever seen anybody sharpen chisels the old-fashioned way, which is stepping through a bunch of different grits of stones and it just looks complicated, this takes all of that out of it because it's so dead simple to use. A beginner who has never sharpened a chisel before can get this kit and sharpen a chisel very easy and have a razor sharp edge. That's why I love it, and I think it's worth the price. But just know it's not under that $50, and it wasn't really included in this list of tools under $50. But if you're gonna get these DeWalt chisels, it would be a good addition. Next up, clamps. I've got two different kinds here to show you. Bessie makes this 4-pack of clamps. These are really nice. Bessie makes some of the best clamps on the market. If you've ever used Bessie clamps, you know what I mean. They're gonna last you a lifetime. You're not gonna have to worry about it. These are some of the most basic F-style clamps that you can buy. You'll use these all the time for a variety of projects. I've used mine forever. And also Irwin quick clamps. I've got a set of 4 of these. They are under $50, and these are handy as a shirt pocket. These are a must-have when you just need to quickly clamp something together, which is why they're called the quick clamp. They have a little quick release to get you right where you need to go, and then you can use that to quickly clamp something up. Overall, I've had a set of these for several years now, and I've never had any trouble out of them, and they work well, which is great because they're well under $50 for 4 of them. Probably one of the most viral tools I have ever shown on this channel, under $50, under $30, is the thin rip jig. If you don't know what a thin rip jig is, it goes in your miter slot on your table saw, and you can make repeatable thin rips or thin strips of wood. I've used this a lot in the shop just for shop furniture. When I was putting my miter station together, I wanted a little walnut trim around it. Or when I was making my router table, I wanted the matching walnut trim around it. So I used the thin rip extrude to rip off thin little pieces of walnut and then attach those to my projects. That's what the thin rip jig shines at. And for I think $25 or so, maybe right under $30, this is a very good tool, and literally I think they've sold thousands of these things over the years. Now the last tool is made by one of the most iconic woodworking brands on the planet. They come around 25 years ago and literally changed woodworking forever, and then last year they did something that no other company hardly ever does. They come out with a new product and lowered the price on it. Genius. I mean, who does that nowadays? Nobody. This is the Micro Jig Gripper. Now this new version has some new features, and again, it's lower priced than the original gripper was, which is fantastic. This is coming in at $49, right under $50. If I can be honest, when I first saw the gripper, as I started woodworking, I was like, would I ever use that? Once I bought one and got it in the shop, it's one of those tools that I use all the time because it really is so useful. Has a nice grippy bottom so you can grip your stock as you're pushing it through. It also has a drop down leg, so if you are ripping or cutting thicker stock, it will allow you to keep your balance on that piece of wood or with your grip. And then this new version, they've integrated this little cut window on top that just lets you see where the leg is on the bottom without having to kind of eyeball it, which is a really nice little feature. And again, they integrated this new feature and they lowered the price from the original down to $50 now. So this is a great option. There are also multiple different gripper versions, so you can get like the Gripper Pro. There's one that comes with a bunch of different attachments. It's really nice attachments if you need those. But overall, most beginners, if you're just starting out, just pick this one up. They have a very limited number of the Gripper 25th Anniversary Edition. I feature those on a full video on the channel if you want to go check it out. This is a limited edition gripper if you wanted to kind of get something that celebrates their 25 years in business, celebrates a woodworking company who really has given a lot to the woodworking community. Then check out the 25th anniversary. It comes with some nice add-ons like a sustainer and a couple of extra features. It's a very cool little product, but if you don't need that, just pick up the regular gripper, you'll be happy. You gotta let me know in the comments what are your best tools under $30 that you own, because I love seeing those. I love finding those hidden gems. Also, if you'd like to check out any of these tools, don't forget links in the description, pin, comment, and of course you can scan the QR code, take you to my website. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are we doing? You gotta help me out. Subscribe. I'd appreciate it. If you'd like to check out more tools under $50, click that box right there. Click in the box to get you the big old virtual fist bump.